Now, I'm not going to lie, I think most of you have seen pretty much every bit of content regarding Saudi Arabia. But one thing I haven't done, we've done hot laps, we've done last to first, in the dry, we've done, track tutorials, track guides, how to get fast around Jeddah. What we haven't done is a wet race. So I thought to myself, why don't we do one of those and see what it would be like in the very, very impossible case that if it were to rain in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, not just this year, but maybe in the future, you never know. So we're going to jump into a 25% last to first in full, very just soaking conditions for extreme wet tyres, and we're going to just send it and see what happens. So hopefully that's the sound of that. If you do, leave a like, subscribe for more, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy this chaos, because I think it could be a pretty fun race actually. So let's get racing.
Welcome to the Jeddah Street Circuit for what we hope is going to be a gripping day of racing. It's time to get underway as we join the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So with Jeddah already being one of the newest circuits in Formula One, it seems that the drivers will now also have to figure out how to tackle it in these unusually wet conditions. Like many other street circuits, this is a very technical drive. Some of the corners are challenging enough in the dry, so it will be interesting to see how the drivers fare in this weather. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today. Although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are three big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Tsunoda and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi. Mazepin and Max Verstappen completes the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Here we are then for the race. Last place and P20. Pretty much pitch black skies and throwing down a lot of rain, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to enjoy this one. I think it's going to be good fun, and the uniqueness of this track is going to make it a very interesting challenge on the full wet tyres in these conditions. So for this one, no pit stops are planned, so if we're going to win this, all 20 overtakes must happen on the track. Fuel wise, I'm going to run one lap less. I could go lower, but I'm not sure what to expect. In terms of the setup, it's the one that I use for my track guide. I've just basically increased the wings by +1 on the front and the rear. The rest is default, so you can pause the video at any point or check out my Jeddah track guide video and test the setup out for yourselves. So with that said, let's get into it. Leave a like if you enjoy and let's see what happens. Time for a race start in the full wet conditions. Massive puddles everywhere, 5 lights, and we're underway in Saudi Arabia. Right, easy does it. Visibility pretty poor. Mazepin trying to move across here, so I'm being respectful. I'll let him have that for now. Into turn 1 now, turn 2. We're going to see if we can find any little gaps we can go into, like here. Schumacher a bit slow out of turn 2. I think the AI could be a bit chaotic, so we're going to be cautious. I can't see a damn thing, to be honest with you. Schumacher trying to fight back here, so we're side by side through the S's. This is very special. Still side by side, but we're going to go around the outside of Mick Schumacher. Now can we set up the exit? I can't even see the curbs of the white lines, but we move. Getting the run on Mazepin here, possibly. Up the inside into the stadium hairpin. Lovely stuff. Giovinazzi getting a bit of a tank slapper, as do we, but we've had the exit. We can have a little look here, using the battery. I thought about going up the inside there, but no way through. It's going to be interesting because, again, like usual, there's not a lot of heavy braking zones. So it's going to have to all be done in the fast corners or on the straights. and I am using higher wings to compensate because of the wet conditions. So it could be an interesting one, this one. It really could be. That's why I think it's a decent little experiment. Underneath the hotel, I cannot see the track limits. I'm purely guessing just by following other cars. But even in the full wet, this track doesn't feel slow. It still feels very bloody fast. So yeah, into the final corner then. Driving out, see there, give me just about enough room. I'm going to wait to pick up a late apex and try and get some sort of a cutback on the Italian. And there we go. Another one down as we're up to P17 now, end of lap 1. On to lap 2. Let's try and keep this progress going. Not really there yet on the brakes. You know, I could go for those dive bombs, but I don't really have that kind of confidence. It's a bit early yet. We'll just focus on making nice tactical moves like this one here. Getting the drive out of turn 2. Side by side with George Russell. We're going to outbrake him into here, making sure we keep within track limits. I am running strict, so I need to be very careful. But another one down. Latifi next up. Just kind of following him, really. Visually, this track is bonkers. I love how good it looks. Even at night, it looks even better. Here we go then. With Nicholas, we're going to go for the old little switcheroo to the inside. The Ricciardo maneuver. Laid down on Sebastian Vettel in 2014 in Monza. And just like that, a P15. Now then, it's going to get a bit more complicated as we start to arrive at the lower end of the midfield. These cars are going to be a bit more competitive. We're going to try and go for the same move again. So we'll set up Stroll at the final corner by going a bit wide. Getting a bit of a cutback and getting a nice clean exit. Bit of wall spin, but close enough. I've not used much of the ERS, so we can afford to drain it here. Here we go. Decent straight line speed down towards turn 1. How late can we brake? We've got some too wide action ahead of us as well, so we're going to run it in nice and deep into the corner to get that move done. So that's one Aston Martin out of the way. Now for the other one, Sebastian Vettel. Just going to back off at the minute. I'd love to go for one move in one of the S's. That'd be sweet if we could pull that off, but I'm being realistic here. Probably not going to happen. But we will get him out of here. We always love a move out of this one. On the run down towards the hairpin. There we go. Right in the gearbox of the 4-time world champion. What way am I going to go? Up the inside, using a bit of inside curb to rotate the car. And just like that, already P13. I can see on the minimap there's a bit of a breakaway. You can see the upper end of the midfield and the lower end of the midfield. There's kind of a bit of separation that's been caused. So important that we clear these next 4 or 5 cars or so and get into that clean air to really push. I'm going to crack on here. Ocon, you can see going for the move on Raikkonen and weaving all over the place. I'm going to try and get both of them into the final corner. I'm going to set them up through here. Oh, that was close to the wall. That was perfect. Short shift to 7th to clean up the traction. And now we're going to go for it. Using up all that overtake. Getting Ocon now switching to the outside on Raikkonen down to the final corner. Going to move in and turn in very early to avoid getting re-overtaken up the inside. And already P11 on the cusp of the top 10. And we can achieve that right now. Look at the straight line of speed that we have here. We're absolutely flying as we challenge Carlos Sainz to the outside of turn 1. Boxed in though with Alonso ahead of us. Can't really go as late as I want on the brakes, but we're going to get the inside through turn 2. I should traction up nicely out of here, short shifting as much as I can. And there we go, just get Sainz there. We can now go after Fernando. We are flying though. This is on 110 AI, and I'll actually verify it for you guys so you can get away from the comment section. But there you go, 110 AI. So we're just flying through. The setup's really good. I think it's a really good setup. I really enjoy it. But there's all the settings as well. So yeah, let's crack on with this. Let's get after Mr. Alonso, of course, the most recent man to be on the podium at Qatar. Love that from him. Let's set him up through here. Get the run. There we go. Floor it. Go, 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 go. Race down to the hairpin. I'm kind of boxed in though, to be fair. We're going to try it anyway though, right on the outside. All the way around. Oh, Alonso just moves across. Giving us just enough racing space. This is a great little scrap, this one. We'll keep trying though. Here comes another cutback. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Just use the battery to get ahead. There we go, P9 for us. Yuki Tsunoda is next to break into the top 8. But a bit of visibility now, which is going to help. Let's see if we can get a fastest lap and try to crack on. You can see on the minimap the Mercedes up front. They're already exiting the final corner. There's a big gap ahead of Tsunoda. So we want to try and push on here. 41.7 from Lewis, there's the reference. Let's see what this lap is, just as a rough idea to see what kind of pace we need to be hitting. Obviously the next lap will be in clean air. 43.7, wow, okay. Purple in sector 3 though. Oh yes, fantastic first sector. Purple as well, look at that, 2.2 seconds up the inside of Yuki. We've run it a bit deep, so Yuki might cut back here, but we're gonna drive off and square off the corner beautifully. But already 2.2 seconds up in the first sector. That's what happens when you get some clean air, some visibility, and no cars in front to slow you down. That is my first one for track limits though, as we get a bit too overconfident. Let's keep pushing though, we can easily win this race. 41.6 from Lewis Hamilton, so he keeps pushing and improves again.
Well, it looks like we'll have this downpour throughout the session. Heavy rain conditions to remain right on through to the end.
A 40.5, 1.1 faster than Lewis. That is a massive lap from us. That kind of pace is what we want to win this race. I think we may run out of laps, but I'll tell you what, we've got a pretty good shot of it. The front three starting to break away now. Hamilton, Perez and Bottas. Let's at least go for P4. Ooh, having a bit of a moment there. I am pushing quite hard, I'm on the limit. Run for another fastest lap, and this should be hopefully a 39. As we're now starting to arrive at some more traffic and some more cars to overtake. Let's see what this lap is going to be. Does Hamilton respond? No, he doesn't. Across the line. Is it a 39? You bet it is. 39.9. What a lap. We are flying around it. We can clear this too really quickly. That would be nice because the momentum's on our side. We're flying. The car's working well. I want to try and cash in on this momentum. Here we go. Using the battery. Still got plenty left to be fair. You don't really use a lot around here in the wet. Getting the run on Charles. Oh, he tries to give me the pinch and move across a little bit. Leave me minimal room.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Doesn't matter though. Exit absolutely perfect at the final corner. Our straight line speed's too good. Another one down. Up to P7. Gasly next up. I think we can get him here out of turn 2. I'm starting to feel that confidence now. It's been a few laps, so I can start to get that feeling of where I'm pretty quick. Thought I would have got him here, but not quite. But we do force him to go defensive. That might just present the opportunity, and it does. Lovely. Forcing Gasly to go defensive for no reason. That's what we want to see. And now we can race after Lando, which shouldn't take very long. Just trying to avoid clipping my front wing, if I can avoid it, on one of these walls. Oh, sorry, it's actually Ricciardo, then it's Lando. And then we're smelling a podium then. We've still got 5 laps to go when we cross the line, so we can win this, absolutely. Just got so much more pace than Ricciardo, and just the AI in general through the S's. It's crazy how much more speed I can carry. Clearly the AI needed a little bit of work, as it is their first time making them for this track. Here we go, trying to force Ricciardo to go defensive. We're going to squeeze through on the outside. Running a bit wide there, but we will get the drive as the corner 1 is up on the exit. And there we go, another one down. Lando's next up. And then suddenly, we're P4, and the podium is in sight. Next up, as we drift away through the hairpin, my god, that is a drift and a half. Lando's next. Obviously, it's getting harder to make progress as we climb up the order and get to more competitive cars. Fuel is about to go on target, as Ricciardo also had to pit on that lap for wing damage. I'm guessing maybe he had contact with me in the high-speed hairpin. Here we go though, let's set Lando through here. 6th gear, use all of the track. And now we're going to hopefully get him into the final corner here. Let's use the battery. A little bit far back. We know the McLaren is pretty quick on the straight. On the inside, bit of contact as Lando tries to turn in, but I was there. And we're through.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
I can just see Bottas in the distance. Can we win this race? Can we do it? We've managed to make both McLarens pit for wing damage. Well, that was really my fault, but anyway. 3 full laps to go. This one and 2 more. Can we get a podium? Can we win this race? Absolutely flying. Incredible pace. This should put us in the mid to low 39s. 39.2, another fastest lap. The pace is so consistent. You can see Bottas, we should be on the back of him and Perez this lap. And that will leave us with just the last lap of the race to chase down Hamilton. But I think Lewis is a bit too far. I think if we get P2, that would be a fantastic achievement. Okay, let's do this. We need to get Bottas on for another fastest lap here. So I'm still pushing. Once we get into that spray, visibility becomes poor. Let's see, can we set up Valtteri? What is our straight line speed compared to a Mercedes? Looks pretty good actually.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Wasn't quite able to go for it, but we forced Valtteri to take a bit of an early line. Exit not so great, but I think we're close enough here to have a little look into turn 1. I'm going to use the rest of the battery up. Here we go, Bottas knows he's going defensive, he knows what's up. No match for me, sunshine. We're going to just go the long way around. Fantastic. Plenty of grip. P3. Perez next. Let's try and get our teammate ASAP, preferably by the end of these sections, which is my strongest part of the track, of course. Yeah, that felt good. That was fantastic. Not quite close enough to pass, but you know what? I think we will get P2. Hamilton will get away with it. He's got enough of a gap. 4.5 seconds out front. Oh, drifting through there. Gonna save the last bit of the battery for when it matters. Can we have a look here maybe? Let's have a look down towards the hotel chicane. If not, it'll be out of the hotel, but look at the speed we have, even our own teammate. Let's set this one up. Don't turn in too early, otherwise the front wing's going to go. Oh, a bit of a moment there. That might just cost me. Got a bit too raw on the throttle. We're going to have to drain the battery and commit to this. Into the final corner. Here we go. Not quite. Oh, Perez gets a bit loose. That's just going to cost me some momentum, and I don't think we're going to get it because of that. Hamilton's going to win. I'm going to try, but it's not enough of a straight.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
There we go, job done. Decent race, and to be fair, pleasantly surprised how much fun that was. I've really actually enjoyed that, and I actually enjoy Jeddah just as much in the wet as I do in the dry, maybe even more in the wet actually. That was really good fun. The one thing we do know is that co-masters need to rebalance the AI, because in the wet they are 2 seconds off the pace. So yeah, Hamilton wins it, Perez P2, and we finish in 3rd place with the fastest lap, and Bottas P4. So there's a lot. Hopefully you enjoyed that race. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more for daily F1 content on my channel. Give me video ideas. I'm struggling right now, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's 2 in the morning. I'm recording this right now because it just came into my head. So feel free to help me out in the comment section down below. But yeah, guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. As always, check out 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. It's content that I do recommend you watch. And yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see all of you in the next one.